3 is -1 and 50, 2 and 0.4. What is my first step, ladies and gentlemen? Label. What is my second step? Plug them into the two equations. We know we're looking at y equals ab to the x. So we're going to have 50 equals ab to the -1. And on the other side, we're going to have 0.4 equals ab squared. Okay. Step number 3 says what? So we're going to get a alone. So I'm going to divide by b. Oops, wrong color. I'm going to divide by b to the -1. And I get 50 over b to the -1 equals a. Divide by b squared. And I get 0.4 b squared equals a. Because we can't have the b squared because we've got to have a alone. Because that's what step we're on. Okay? Next, we have to substitute and combine equations. So we get 50 over b to the -1 equals 0.4 b squared. What is step number 5? Solve for b. So you want to cross multiply. 50b squared equals 0.4 b to the -1. Let's get rid of our b's. Divide by b to the -1. Divide by b to the -1. We've got 2 minus the -1. So 2 negatives make a positive. So we're going to end up with 50 b to the 3rd equals 0.4. Then what do? Divide by 50. Point 0.4 divided by 50 gives me 0.008. And then what do? Cube root. So we take 0.008, we raise it to the 1/3 power is how you create cube root, and we get 0.2. Okay, what do I do now? Plug it back in. We've got 0.2 for b. Let's plug it into the blue equation because it doesn't have a negative exponent. Okay, so we're going to do 0.2 squared gives us 0.04. We're going to divide. 0.4 divided by 0.04 gives us 10. And finally, we're going to plug it into our final answer. Y equals 10 times 0.2 to the x. Is this a growth or decay problem? Decay because it is a decimal. Remember, decimal or fraction for b makes it decay. All right. Let's do one more together, and then I'll have you do one on your own. Let's do one more together. We've got -1, 4. We've got 2, -32. So, first step is we label. Second step, we make 2 equations and plug them in. oops. Remember, it's AB to the x. So 4 equals AB to the negative 1. And negative 32 equals AB squared.
Wouldn't that be negative?
Is it negative 4? Oh, yes, I wrote it down wrong. Thank you. Okay, next we're going to get A alone. Divide by B to the negative 1. Divide by B to the negative 1. Negative 4 over B to the negative 1 equals A. Divide by B squared. Divide by B squared. Negative 32 over B squared equals A. Then we need to go to step number 4, which is substitute and combine like terms. Negative 4 over B to the negative 1 equals negative 32B squared. Our next step is to solve for B. And in this case, what are we going to do? We're going to cross multiply. Thank you. Negative 4B squared equals negative 32B to the negative 1. We divide by B to the negative 1. We get negative 4B to the 2 minus the negative 1 equals negative 32. So we get negative 4B to the 3 equals negative 32. What do I do next? Divide by negative 4. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 32 divided by 4 gives me 8. What is the cube root of 8? 2. Good. We found B, so we're going to go back up to our original equation, and we're going to plug it in. So let's do it with a positive equation. So we have negative 32 equals A times 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. Divide both sides by 4. Negative 8 equals A. So Y equals negative 8 times 4. Oh, excuse me, times 2. Times 2 to the x. Is this a growth or decay problem? Growth, because that's positive. Doesn't matter that there's a negative in front. Yes, Austin. Yes, I can. All right. I would like you guys to try number 5 on your own, and then we'll try to get to the story problem and the graph problem. I want to make sure we have time to go over the story problems. So let's go over number 5. Okay, first step, label. Okay. Second step, set up our problem. Please don't talk while I'm teaching. Third step, solve for A. Third step, set them equal to each other. Fourth step, cross multiply. Then we're dividing. We do our whole deal with adding here the exponents. 2 minus the negative 1 gives me 3. Divide by 2. B cubed equals 8. Cube root. I know I'm going real fast. Equals 2. Now I'm going to plug this back into my original problem. 16 equals A times 2 squared. 16 equals A times 4. I can move this back down a little bit. Divide by 4. So 4 equals A, plug it in, y equals 4 times 2 to the x. Okay, I want to move down. I think you guys could probably handle number 7 pretty easily, which is the one with the graph, because it's just, you pick any 2 points and do this. But I'm going to move on to the word problem. All right. A frog population has been hit by a deadly fungus. After the first year the disease was identified, there were 350 frogs still alive. A frog, that's my problem. A frog pollution has been hit by a deadly fungus. It should be population. After the first year the disease was identified, there were 350 frogs still alive. 2 years after that, there were only 14 remaining. Okay, so we have 2 points, this just means. It means the first year, we have 350, and 2 years after that, so 3 years, we have 14. Is anybody confused about that? We feel okay? How I got those numbers? Now we're just going to go through again. We're going to label, plug them in. Plug the other one in. 14 equals A, B to the third. Then I'm going to do what? Solve for A. Please pay attention and stop talking. Divide B from both sides. Then what am I going to do? I've got both of them equal to A. I'm going to substitute and put them together. Oops, that says B. Once I'm here, I'm going to cross multiply. Then what am I going to do? Divide by that B. 3 minus 1 gives me what? 2. So 350 B squared equals 14. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 350. $14 divided by 350 gives us 0.04. Then I'm going to square root. If you talk again while I'm talking, it's going to be an issue. So B equals 0.2. Now I am going to plug that back into my original problem, 0.2. So I have 14 equals A times 0.2 cubed. 0.2 cubed gives me 0.008. I'm going to divide. $14 divided by 0.008 gives me 1,750. So I plug it in. Y equals 1,750 times 0.2 to the x. And is it growth or decay? Look at it again. Decay, because it's 2a decimal.